Oh, hello. I've been wondering where you were. Anywho, today on tap, we have Catherine Dunn's Geek Love. This is my naked and ugly copy, which suits the source material, actually. It tells the story of a family of traveling carny folk that, well, with the invention of lots of modern sanitation and the improvements in medical standards, freaks have become something of a rarity in today's modern age, or so they tell me. But in order to combat this, the patriarch and matriarch of the Binewski family, they hatch a plan to keep the spirit alive. They subject Crystal Lil, the mother, to a breeding program where she irradiates herself. She'll take lots of narcotics, chase it with alcohol, and also sometimes she'll eat lead paint chips, anything to cause birth defects, so that they can get a new generation of freaks to carry on the traditions of the Binewski Fabulon. And from that, not the oldest, but the narrator is our girl Olivia Binewski, aka Ollie. She's a albino dwarf hunchback. Yeah, apparently that's actually like the middle class amongst the freak economy, where it's like, yeah, it's weird, but it's not that marketable. And so, adjacent to her, there are the two sisters. They're Siamese twins that play the piano, Elfie and Ellie. And then there's the eldest, Arturo the Aqua Boy, who's a strange, hideous flipper baby. Muscular and athletic, but he doesn't have legs or arms. He's just got massive flippers, and he's trained himself to perform in the tank like a seal. Anywho, from these humble beginnings becomes a strange kind of analysis of I suppose the values of normalcy and the yearning for certain people to be special. And again, it's they're freaks and carnies, but so they should be removed from the social hierarchies we're used to, but they essentially just rebuild them themselves with their own economy of strangeness. It's set in two time frames. There's the current day, and then there's the past, which the past is what it largely focuses on, the carnival and events that lead up to the present. Now, I'm not planning to spoil anything too much. I'm just kind of laying the groundwork for the first quarter or third of the book, and if you find it interesting, do with that what you will. It's really one of my favorite books that I've recently read, so I recommend it. Based on this, I got my hands on what little Katherine Dunn there is out there. Apparently, she squandered her talent as a boxing writer for sporting venues and newspapers. But I'm happy for what we got, and more is on the way, apparently. Getting back to the point, there's Our Lady Ollie. In the current day, she's managed to parlay her carnival barking skills into radio, where she literally has a good face for radio. And she dwells in the shadows and is secretly taking care of her senile and decrepit mother, Crystal Lil, who is just battered from decades of narcotics abuse. And also she watches her illegitimate daughter from the shadows. She at some point had a child and put her in a nunnery, and has just kind of lived in the shadows, like Great Expectations, where she's just sponsoring this child. To speak of the little girl herself, who again has become a young lady now. She's in college. I have completely forgotten her name. I guess I could put it here. She is really less of a character and more of a device. But moving on, she's in college and is going for art, and she's a very talented painter and sketch artist. And during Olivia's creepy peering at her from the shadows, she accidentally stumbles on her and decides that Ollie would make an amazing model for her final project, for her portfolio, where she wants to have something unusual to submit rather than just daffodils and train station landscapes. So from there, they develop a little bit of a relationship that, again, Ollie's yearned for a long time. And to speak of her daughter, she's freaky, but not very freaky. She's conventionally very attractive, kind of a hottie. Not my words. And the only oddity is she has a strange curly Q pigtail. That's the only thing that sets her apart from normies. And so from there, she when she lets Ollie into her world, she tells her about this other woman. There's apparently someone in the city who pays for and pays out freaks, where she will give them a certain amount of money and pay for their transformative surgery to quote unquote fix them. And there's this dilemma where she wants to be normal, but also she kind of likes being strange. And of course, if you were to ask Ollie's opinion, with her upbringing and background, she very much doesn't want her to go through the process. And she, pulling on that thread, she just unravels this strange, horrific woman. I'm struggling for the words without spoiling it too much, but essentially the psychopath that's behind all of this is a independently wealthy woman who has her own aspirations for how to make society better, and it's pretty fucking crazy. So she doesn't want her daughter involved in that. But from there, it kind of rolls back the clock, and you get to understand more about why Olivia is the weird, simpering kind of creature in the shadows that she is. And also you get to learn a little bit more about the Binewski family proper. It's very much, I wouldn't call it a slow burn, but it's a character study of all of these different children. And it's, again, a very, very interesting setup in that they're traveling around the country and they're meeting different people, but the carnival itself is a kind of locked environment. It's always the same. Doesn't matter if you're in Tucson or you're in Texas or you're in up in Yankee Land, where it's just, it is what it is. They have a layout, they have a world, and once night falls, it doesn't matter. It's just their own little bubble that moves from town to town. And again, it is from the transgressive school of fiction. So it starts out again with eating paint chips and having creepy freak babies, and then by the end of it, we're talking Armageddon and like circus tents being blown up like the end of Firestarter. So, do I recommend it? Yes. I'd never read a Katherine Dunn book before this, but I'm looking forward to owning everything that she's ever written now. The ending, both endings, because again it is split between two timelines, although it focuses on the past the most. The ending does feel a bit rushed. There's a kid and a grandkid I haven't mentioned, prefrontal lobotomy, a surgeon that saws off the legs off of a donkey. I mean, there's stuff. There. And again, it sounds incoherent, but it does move. It does have its own flow, and it does have its own consistent logic that you learn to follow. So, would I recommend it? Absolutely, particularly if you do like sort of the Ballard school of reading, or kind of a Chuck Palahniuk, or some of the darker Silverberg. It's quite a ride. Well, thank you for coming back. I'm very sorry we lost track of each other again. Assigning no blame to whoever the bad dog was that hasn't been posting. Let's pretend I'm going to be more diligent in that. I've got a fairly easy setup now in my office, so maybe I'll be more likely to do it. That'd be cool, right? That's what I tell myself. Anywho, feel free to stop by next time, and thanks for stopping in this time. Focusing on the day-to-day stuff. Oh, gross. I think I'm dying. Oh well. I died doing what I loved.